has sounded. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back underway. Thank you so much for joining us here today in Vista.
A shake of the hands from these two competitors. But I'll tell you what, when the fists start flying, that sportsmanship has a very, very nasty little habit of going out the window, especially with someone who calls himself the Lucha Scumbag, which is a very interesting moniker.
Not shy as Chris Nastyy. You know, just by the name Chris Nastyy, you could assume, you know, it's easy to infer that he is not necessarily anything but nasty.
Well, there's not much you can do about a last name, as it is, you know, your family name, but it's definitely interesting from the Nastyy clan. But of course, you know, I can't make any comments about last names.
I wonder what Mrs. Nastyy. I think I saw her once.
I have a feeling you'd remember seeing Mrs. Nastyy, but definitely seeing some technical prowess from these two competitors.
Technical prowess is indeed, we have attempting to have a headlock here as Xtreme Tiger not letting Chris Nastyy anywhere close to it. Again, this slow, methodical build, this idea of jockeying for position is incredibly intense here at SoCalPro.
Incredibly intense, and especially in the early stages of this match, it's definitely a feeling out process. You've done your homework, you've watched the tape, but once you're in the ring, face to face against a competitor, it is a different vibe, my dude.
100% is Chris Nastyy and Xtreme Tiger bringing this, I guess you could call it an undercard to the climax here, as our very next contest is for the SoCalPro Heavyweight Championship.
SoCalPro Heavyweight Championship, and not only that, but a fight between two brothers, the mighty Tortuga, who considers himself betrayed by Eddie Islas, who I spoke to him before the show started this evening. Feels like Tortuga stole the spotlight from him. And whether that's true or not, he definitely took it out on Tortuga after he won the 2024 SoCalPro Rumble.
I could say that I understand the idea of wanting to climb your way to the top and making sure you do every single thing in your power to get there, though I can't help but feel that Eddie Islas has kind of lost his way here at SoCalPro. He is such a fan favorite, and for him to do what he did is absolutely disgusting in my opinion.
Not only do what he did, but also mention just the disrespect towards Tortuga and the fans who have always been behind Eddie Islas, and just completely turning his back on almost everything that he once stood for.
Speaking of standing for something, these two men leaving absolutely nothing outside of the ring as they are a strong brawn contest.
Trading front face locks, as they both, like you said before, jockey for position, and now rolling outside the ring.
A lot of trouble can be made out there, as nearly every single contest that we have seen tonight is coming outside. As you hear that audible tap.
Now this, that's a little bit more than a tap, Andrew, but as you saw when this match began, it started with sportsmanship, and I think it's going to quickly devolve, as these two do have a history. These two have fought each other before, and now it's a showing of toughness. Who can out-tough the other competitor, and that ref better get out of their way. That ref better get out of the way. You gotta let these two bulls in the China shop loose.
Very good analogy, as Chris Nastyy not shy to let the referee know what's up. Coming back together now is still anybody's contest. Xtreme Tiger, Chris Nastyy, who are no strangers to each other, but certainly we have never seen them square off together here at SoCalPro.
Never seen them square off together at SoCalPro. Xtreme Tiger showing the ingenuity, can't quite get the vertical, so he brings Chris down to his level. And there's that ingenuity, that innovative offense from Chris Nastyy. Big springboard arm drag from the Lucha Scumbag.
The Lucha Scumbag definitely earning his name here. And call him what you want. The man is certainly talented, as we see there, with a nice middle rope kangaroo drop kick, as Chris Nastyy once again on top here. I will say this man has an absolute fabulous mustache.
A fabulous mustache, fine connoisseur of facial hair indeed.
I fear to see what's in there.
And the mustachioed Chris Nastyy showing that he's not gonna fall for that opening. He's gonna take what he can get, but he's also gonna be smart and pick his shots. That's what sets competitors apart here at SoCal Pro Wrestling.
Speaking of setting yourself apart, how about that contest that we saw, that very short-lived contest with Matthias and Gunjack? That was very surprising. That wasn't even advertised tonight, as Matthias must have just demanded some sort of a match. He's obviously having some sort of, I don't know, some sort of a trauma from again, failing maybe for the 4th time to bring home some sort of championship.
It was so quick, you didn't even have a chance to get back to the table. I was here all by my lonesome. Solo Mio. Solo Narlo.
It was absolutely crazy indeed, and everything has been here at SoCal Pro. Speaking of which, Xtreme Tiger going up and over. Look at that, through the ropes. Chris Nastyy going for the punch. Denied. Kick to the face as Xtreme Tiger ascends to the top rope. This could be big trouble for Chris Nastyy.
Big trouble for Chris Nastyy, but big opportunity for Xtreme Tiger as he has taken control of this match.
That missile dropkick, perhaps we're going to see the person go airborne, and no, baseball slide to the outside.
Well, he did go airborne, but unfortunately landed face first on the apron.
Unbelievable. That is absolutely painful. That corner of the ring is absolutely nowhere you want to be. That's where all the boards meet the nails and the steel beams and everything. It absolutely gets vicious over there.
Yes, very few people know this. Very few people know this, Andy, but that is the hardest part of the ring, is the apron.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that.
The first person to ever say that. That's crazy. Now, count of 3 now. Maybe 1. No, only count of 2. As Chris Nastyy is pulling ahead of this contest. The Lucha Scumbag may not be right now victorious, but I feel that he is really picking his shots. He's planning his next move. It's very obvious that he is a very cunning and methodic wrestler.
He's definitely a methodic wrestler. You can see it, methodic with his mustache care. Anyone who takes good care of their facial hair that much will have a methodical style in this ring, but it's also explosive. It's also innovative. He has so many tools that he can just bring out of the bag, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Xtreme Tiger keeps up with that.
Xtreme Tiger, again, not very familiar with Xtreme Tiger here at SoCal Pro. Nonetheless, showing up a lot of Gander, definitely taking care of himself here in that ring, even though he's on the losing end right now. But this is still very even contest, in my opinion.
Very even contest, but getting less even the more and more punishment Xtreme Tiger takes.
Almost the count of 3 there, as the Lucha Scumbag almost came out victorious.
That was 2 9/10. So close. And it's down to the wire. It comes down to the wire. It is so easy to just split second have your shoulder on the mat for too long.
Listen to the crowd now getting behind this match.
I think the crowd split between Chris Nastyy and Tiger.
Very well done as Chris Nastyy, again, soaking in that, I guess, that aura. You know what I mean? He reminds me of a more gross version, if you want to say that word, of Joey Lancaster. They would make a fantastic tag team.
I believe we could use the term more nasty version, but it's that edge that I think ingratiates him with this SoCal Pro audience, this SoCal Pro fans.
What do you think that singlet smells like? I'll tell you, I think with all these moves that Chris Nastyy knows, this experience, this wealth of wrestling experience that he has, it should be a lot easier for him, I believe, to take advantage. But Xtreme Tiger, you can't count him out. He is impressing me probably some of the most, oh my goodness, up to that point, some of the most impressive counterattacks has Xtreme Tiger. But nonetheless, Chris Nastyy back on top. 1, 2. Very, very close to a count of 3. We are very close to seeing the end of this contest.
Closer and closer. And like you said, the fact that Xtreme Tiger has been able to claw his way back, been able to kick out of these pins, been able to take advantage of the lapses in Chris Nasty's offense, just shows that he is no slouch. He is not someone to be taken lightly. It's going to take much more than that. It's going to take much more than that for Chris Nastyy to come out with his hand raised. Count of 2 there.
Very close now as Chris Nasty's on the opposite side. Nonetheless, Xtreme Tiger back down with a roll-up. Perhaps another one here. Fantastic maneuver. Back to the shoulders of the mat. 1, 2.
Keeping Chris Nastyy on his toes. That's what it takes. That's what you gotta do to get the upper hand, to not only take advantage of lapses in offense, but create those lapses.
Back down to the mat. 1, 2. Again now, Xtreme Tiger showing a lot of oomph here.
Maybe taking too much time. Maybe taking too much time as Chris Nastyy is having the ability to catch his breath, fight back.
Count of those vicious forearms. Double clothesline now. Both men are down. We are back to square one. This is still anybody's contest. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight in Vista. We are only moments away probably from the finish of this match and on to the grandest contest that we have seen in a very long time. That is our current champion, the Mighty Tortuga, taking on the new, I guess, the new attituded Eddie Islas.
New attituded indeed. We've seen rivalries, we've seen feuds, but very few times do we see who I think you could consider brothers go at it in SoCalPro Wrestling for the biggest reward, the biggest climb to the mountain that we have here in SoCalPro Wrestling, as the referee is climbing in the count. It is very possible that these two competitors are counted out right now. An even matchup, an even matchup that these two competitors, neither one is willing to lose.
Both men up and staring into the eyes of the other, and now they're trading off shots, one chop after the other. And who's going to come out on top?
Now, I've said before this evening that those chops whittle down your opponent, but I don't know if that's the end result that these competitors are having. I think it's just making each one of them more and more angry. Big arm drag.
It was close enough, Charlie. It was not an arm drag. That was actually kicked to the back of the head. But hey,
yeah,
it was, you know what, hey, it happened so fast, I don't blame you.
All I saw was a blue blur. I just picked the first thing that came to mind.
That was me. That was me walking past you. I was getting coke. Uh-oh, now in trouble is Xtreme Tiger on the shoulders of the Lucha Scumbag. Could we see an electric chair here? No, it down goes. Xtreme Tiger charging in, nobody home. In comes Chris Nastyy. Up on the shoulders, could this be it here? No, back down is Xtreme Tiger. Beautiful cutter there by Chris Nastyy. Could this be enough to put him away? 1, 2, unbelievable.
Big cutter that he calls the Nasty Cutter, and I think it lives up to the name.
Nasty indeed is Chris Nastyy, the Lucha Scumbag from La Habra. This man is absolutely convinced that he's going to come in here, dominate his competition, and he does that very well. But I would say that if anybody's going to be a formidable opponent, it's definitely going to be this young man that we see here, Xtreme Tiger.
I think it could be well said that it's a formidable opponent. Neither man has had the advantage for too long in this matchup. Back and forth, back and forth. The seesaw of momentum ever changing in this matchup.
A nice little souvenir for some young fan.
Definitely gonna want to watch that though.
It is quite nasty.
Atomic drop, big
kick
boot.
To the boot. And another boot to the face. Down goes Chris Nastyy. And again, Xtreme Tiger in a good position, but Chris Nastyy, you could call this cowardice, you can call this smart. He's rolling to the outside.
I don't think it's cowardice. I think he's taking the chance to catch his breath, but I don't think Xtreme Tiger's going to let him, as he's going to fly over the top rope, crashing down.
And I want to say every single match, perhaps but one, we are seeing people go to the outside. Again, this is what you get when you go to SoCalPro. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not playing around here. Some of the best wrestling action, unbelievable, that you will ever see. Nice swanton. This could be it here. 2. And the kick out at the last second. Can you believe it, Charlie Narr?
I can't believe it, my dude. We've seen Xtreme Tiger on the result of that big move and then a big kick out, but now it's Chris Nasty's turn. That was 2.5, 2 3/4. I thought it was over there, and now a flurry of kicks to the side of the face of Chris Nastyy.
That's definitely got to hurt as he hits the ropes. But onto the shoulders, didn't quite get all of it as he tries to escape, but nonetheless back up on the shoulders. Could we see it here? Face plant down he goes. This could be it here.
He calls that Mustache Mountain, that modified electric chair.
And it's over.
Here is your winner, Chris Nastyy!
And you see the
I take the roll, 3 for the 3.
I understand, Bobby, but hey, I got the 3 count.
Xtreme Tiger seems to take umbrage of the fact.
Nonetheless, and this match tonight meant the world to me, all right? Whether win or lose, I am thankful, I am grateful for stepping in the ring with you tonight. Papi, mucho respeto para ti. Por favor.
Big show of respect from Chris Nastyy.
Okay. Check. Check. Check hand.
SoCalPro fans calling for a rematch. This match ending definitely in controversial fashion.
Tonight, I'm gonna check the head. You won. But I won every match. Here, you and me, single match again. But with other referee for this guy. Very, very stupid.
Xtreme Tiger taking umbrage with our SoCalPro referee. I will admit, it did look like in that instant replay that he did get his hand on the bottom rope. Should have been a pin break, but unfortunately the referee was in poor position. Controversial ending, but it sounds like both of these competitors want a rematch with the other.